Good one.
All right, let's get this shit show on the road.
Venus.
That is
Hello,
our-
everybody, and welcome to an early morning. Two Nerds, One Quest. I am your host and DM, JC Dittmer. We are here with these three nerds because math is hard, and amazingly, we're all awake, and although maybe a slight bit hungover, due to drowning our miseries in a 13-10 Packers loss last night. We're done talking about that. It's baseball season, right, Cooch?
You got it. Pitchers and catchers. Just start the countdown.
That's one Ryan Cricks is Kukta. How are you doing this morning, buddy? You're chipper for what went down yesterday.
I mean, I might still have some caffeine in me from all the rums and cokes last night.
I don't know if it's caffeine necessarily. That man laughing is one. Oh, shit. I'm out of order now. Tom M. Norman playing Doug.
Yeah, that's still me, and I doubt it's caffeine. That's not caffeine. That's full on. That's full on rum and coffee.
Rum and
Zest
coffee.
for life.
The zest for life.
And it's not going to get any easier with the next one because too much alliteration.
That last man right there is one Jeff Jacob Williams. That's good. It still throws me. Jeff Jacob Williams. God, I always want to sing. So, how
And
you
it doesn't
doing this
help,
morning?
and it doesn't help that I still haven't changed out our nameplates.
This is a fucking train wreck. I can't see the nameplate, so I'm good.
Do we need to have nameplates to show you, like hold up in front of us?
Maybe.
Does that help on the camera?
Hi, my name is.
Possibly.
What?
Hi, my name is. What?
What?
My name. Oh my God! Did you see the Super Bowl halftime show? Who's gonna be in that?
Snoop and Dre and Cube and
Snoop, Dre,
Yes.
Eminem,
Mary J. Blige. I think? Yeah.
Yep, Mary J. Blige and Kendrick Lamar. I was like, what the?
Yeah, it's
And
Yeah,
Lamar
Jesus.
and
Super-
the rest of them come along.
I'm just gonna
Super
watch
Bowl
that
lineup is
for
almost as cool as the Critical Role voice talent lineup.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh my God, that video came out. I was talking about that a little pre-stream.
Yeah.
That is balls to the wall.
midstream.
That was another conversation. Pre-show.
This good content, good stuff. It's only headed up or down from here, folks.
Jeff, Jacob, Jingle.
However you wanna do it.
You wanna
Sure, yeah.
summarize our last session?
Procrastinating all week. I didn't watch last week's show until after the game last night, so it also ended up kind of late. And then I wrote the limerick. So
The funny
at
thing
least,
is, you did all that, and then Ryan, like an hour later,
yeah.
said, "Oh, it's going to be an early morning." It's like, what?
Yeah. You got the first Wordle done though out of us. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, thankfully last week most of the episode was taken up fighting more skulls, so there's not as much content to for me to remember. But we started exploring the caverns around where we were and battled 2 more skulls with some fireballs and all kinds of fun stuff. After that, there was some healing needed, some potions doled out, some weapon swapping. Sent Tika to fetch a kobold, which turned out to be a vampire kobold. Took that out with some holy water. Shortly after that, a fruit fly died, and then we ended up in a larger cavern where there were some evil icicles that maybe were creatures, and made our way across there with only some minor injuries into a tower that had what looked to be a wizard body with a holy symbol that had been there for a long time. And the the room that he was in we decided to take a short rest because it was a magical room that also healed us a little bit of our spells. So I think we left off all inside that room, taking a short rest. So your limerick of the week. After 2 skulls that needed to die and a kobold vampire guy, we decided to rest. But turns out the real test is one-shotting an evil fruit fly.
That's why they call me the master.
Ho ho. Ho ho ho.
So you guys are currently sitting in the little circle of H6, the tower. There's this geometric pattern swirling on the wall, and you have taken a short rest, and you've gained a spell slot. Those of you that can cast magic stuffs. So what would you like to do?
Could you give a time of day check here? Because I think it's been
You have no
a little
idea.
bit. Okay. Just from a fatigue standpoint, can we tell if it's like nearing long rest time or midday, eat some lunch kind of thing?
Probably.
We started outside, so it's probably been a little bit. Aaron died today.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it's probably afternoon.
Too soon.
Late afternoon, maybe?
All right. Eat some rations on our short rest.
Yeah, I would have for
Yep.
sure munched on some food.
Mushrooms or something, or some cookies.
I would have found something to munch on.
All right. I mean, we're looking for magical items and things of great power down here. So, I think
As you're
We
taking a
just-
short rest, sorry, I was gonna describe this. You're in this room, and you can kind of see that there's like a pinch point there, but that far wall, there's cracks in it as well that you think you could push some of it out and get out that side if you wanted to towards H7, or you could head back down the other hall if you like.
we'll do some digging through the wall, right, and take a peek.
Yeah, at least see what's on the other side.
Loving you has got to be like the devil in the deep blue sea. Sorry, other side, Aerosmith. Come on.
No, we're there. We're there.
Mhm.
That's just not one of their stronger songs.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You push out and look into that area? Do you push some of that out to crawl through, or do you just look through the cracks?
Yeah, looking for a crack or a window or something.
You find a crack relatively easily. If you want to look into that other room, make a perception check.
Not strong for me. 11.
Okay. 18.
Okay. 18. Jacob, looking through there. Bless you, Tom Norman. You see there is some of the towers, like there's blocks and stuff that have fallen on the floor there. And there are 2 exits that you can see out of there. One to the left and one to the right. The one to the right's slightly larger. That's about it. You don't see any creatures or anything else that's fallen in there. You can't actually see the furthest north exit because it's hidden by that corner. You don't know what wraps around that corner necessarily. But you do see the tunnel that leads to H9 and the tunnel that also leads down to H10.
All right. I'll relay that information.
Okay.
Yeah, Doug would have been kind of hanging out by the other wall if everybody else was going to go, just to kind of watch the back.
Watch the back. You and Tika hanging out over there. Tika, I think, was posted up outside, correct?
Yeah, I think we got her inside, but she would have been sitting by that back end, yeah.
Every once in a while during your short rest, there is a laugh, a cackle that you hear echo up from the southern or the lower regions of the cave.
Well, I mean, let's break down the wall then. Let's go through.
All right. Pushing in the wall, it pushes in relatively easy. And you step into H7. As you walk around, you do realize there's almost a natural staircase heading down to H10. There's another one that is north up into H8, and you have H9 available to you as well. You don't find anything abnormal about this room. It looks very much like the rest of the cave. There isn't any weapons, or it's just more rock from the tower that's been laying on the ground.
I'm gonna head down to H10, so I tell everybody that way looks promising.
Is that where you guys are going? H10? All of y'all?
Yeah, Doug, I would go towards the other opening just to stick my head in and listen. Basically, my point in checking all this out and kind of staying back is to verify that we're not being followed, or also that we're not going to get jumped.
Okay. As you head down into H10, Crixus, can you roll a d12 for me?
Oh, this should be good.
Neither.
9. Okay. Heading down into H10, you see there's actually a toppled tower here. It looks like it may have been part of the other tower that you rested in, or something similar, slightly smaller. It's only about 10 feet across. May have been like a lookout tower or something to the same building that had the place where you rested. It's the roof of this cavern is about 30 feet high, and the long icicles hang from the ceiling above. There's a 15-foot diameter hole in the floor north of the tunnel, and it seems to descend into darkness. The ice on the wall is like glass smooth. And you have no idea where that goes as it cuts back underneath the tower and out of sight.
Can I grab a nearby rock, cast light on it,
Okay.
and then inch towards the hole and drop it down?
Okay. So you move towards the hole and you drop the rock down in there. I imagine like a baseball-sized rock. We'll go with that. Baseball season coming, right?
Yeah.
And it hits it, and there's a satisfying clink as it hits the solid ice, and then you hear it like skitter and slide and skitter and slide and let me see. Let me do this once quick. And yeah, it slides around, and you hear a crack, and then a bloop echo up from the. And then there's a sound of water, like a lot of water being displaced, that comes rolling up the tunnel. And a sound of something alive. And then more water sounds and silence as you gently hear like lapping water on a shore or something.
Wow.
Looks like you woke it up, Doug.
Doug will look at Crixus and kind of give him the rock eyebrow, like, all right.
I knew what you meant by the rock eyebrow, but a rock in D&D. I was like, that's fun.
That's not. I don't think that's a part we harvested. So
Nope.
Nope.
um,
I just hand him, here, Merry Christmas, here's a rock eyebrow.
So I don't know what we do with that pit, but we don't jump down it. I know that. So sounds like there's something down there. Anything else in this room of interest that we would need to search or?
Do you have that collapsed tower you could search?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll search and send Tika around the room to see if there's anything.
Make an investigation check. You can make it at advantage, Jacob. Both because of Tika and your allies.
Yeah, I was going to say I would have helped too.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first was a 19, and second is a dirty 20.
You get exploring that tunnel, and you get in there, and it's kind of cramped, and you're walking in, and in the attic of this cave or collapsed tower, there is a wooden chest with a sliding bolt latch. It's caked over in ice. As you pick it up, there's like a tinkling sound inside the chest.
Great cash, homie. All right, so we want what's in that chest.
How?
What do you think, Jacob?
We lost our rogue, so checking for traps. I guess.
What do you use to check for traps?
Your
Investigation.
hands.
Okay, I got +9, so that should be okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
actually
that's
pretty
decently.
All right, let's do
Wow.
that.
My screen for Ryan froze at the moment that he had both his
Yep.
hands out like that.
Yep.
It was so perfect.
22 for check for traps.
Yeah, you don't believe this is trapped at all.
All right.
Frozen. You got ice you got to get through.
All right. I would like to try to open it.
How do you try and open it?
Do I need to chip away some ice or?
Something to it. It's cake. It's like literally you can. There's no latch that you can move. It's ice.
Doug would kind of
You can
push
see the
Jacob.
latch through the ice.
Doug would kind of push Jacob aside and kind of flail the ice.
Like with like just
Yep.
whack.
Yep.
Mace to the face.
Make an attack roll.
$13.
Yeah, you hit the ice solidly. Roll some damage for me.
9 bludgeoning.
9. Yeah, it's bludgeon the ice. The ice kind of chips away. You go to try and move it. It still won't move. It's still frozen. Something there is frozen.
I'd whack
You
at
hit
it
it again?
Yeah.
Make another roll.
Oh, rolled off a nat 20. 8.
8 hits. It's a stationary object. Doesn't take much to hit it. Roll some
7.
damage.
7.
7. Yeah, you chip more ice away on it. This time when you go to move the handle, you realize you've bent it a little bit, and it's not sliding.
Perfect.
It's a wood trunk.
It's a wooden trunk. Yeah. With
I
it's
would-
just a bolt hinge slide latch.
I'm just gonna start overhand macing the whole trunk.
I'm step
All
back.
right.
Let's do that.
Go ahead and roll damage. Or roll some damage. Just roll
17.
damage.
Okay.
You're gonna hit it.
Pixis is gonna join in.
9.
Okay. Nice.
I'm wasting all my
You-
good dice rolls. I'm
You,
getting
you
6 every time.
smash. Over time, the two of you smash open the top of this, and you're a bit dismayed to find that it's shattered glass that was making the tinkling sound inside there.
Oh, so we didn't break it. That's good.
And you see in the bottom of this chest, there's what you think would amount to like 2 flasks worth of liquid sloshing around in the bottom of this broken glass chest now.
Does anybody have an empty glass or an empty jug?
Could have been some cognac.
No, we put Aaron in it.
You could dump Aaron on out.
You dump Aaron on out.
I don't know why
Doug
you.
says, you can dump Aaron on out. That's fine.
Actually, Valine just took a potion in during the short or right before the short rest, so we have 1 potion bottle.
Okay.
Does it look like liquid we're familiar with from potions?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It looks very similar to what she just drank. Honestly.
All right, try to pour it out of the corner without getting the glass.
How do you do that? Are you doing anything extra to do that, or are you just trying to pour it gently without pouring the glass?
I mean, I've got some clothes here. I'm gonna try to pour it like cheesecloth through it.
All right. Make a dexterity check to do it.
Me or Jacob?
Whoever
It
had
would be cooler
advantage.
if it was him.
Yeah, good. Jacob could do it.
All right,
He's got
fine.
advantage. You can assist him, unless Jacob doesn't want to do it.
No, that's fine.
He's
playing
distraught.
along. Good thing for advantage. There was a 19 plus 2 is 21.
You do very well. You actually are able to get a full potion of healing superior out of it.
Ooh.
So, some of it has fallen onto the snow. There were 2 of them in there, but getting the chest open the way you did, you smashed them in the process. So now you get one of them because you were able to save it.
I get it.
Good.
I laughed when he said Doug's just gonna go smashing. I'm like, oh shit. There's a potion, 2 potions of healing superior in there, Doug, and you're able to filter one through some cloth into the flask that Valine had. So you now have 1 potion of healing superior.
All right. I'll give that to whoever, because I think someone just gave me one to hang on to, so I don't need to.
All right.
Kirk says you want to hang on to that?
Add that to your inventory, Doug. Kirk
Just 1
has
potion
all
healing?
kinds of healing and stuff.
Potion
Superior.
of healing superior.
Oh.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
All right, cool. Let's continue. Let's see. Is there anything else in that tower?
Looking around, there's nothing else that you find inside that tower. There's a lot of rubble on the outside. You do have that tunnel that leads to the north. On the northwest side, walking back up that quickly and taking a peek in there, you realize that's a room you've been in already. You've just walked a big-ass circle.
So our choices are down or back to H7 and one of those.
Down the garbage chute, Flyboy, or back towards H8, H9.
I mean, theoretically, I could send Tika down and she could try to fly back up but she can't speak real well.
Technically, Doug could try and fly back up too, but that hole's only 10 feet wide, so that may be difficult to fly.
How much? I thought about that. How much space do I need to
fly? How tall are you?
like 7 feet?
Did you figure out the armor thing?
If you're 7
Or
feet
would you have
tall,
to take your armor off to do that?
I have 2 sets of armor. I have light armor and I have heavy and medium armor. So if I know I'm going to be flying, I can just switch out into my light armor.
Okay, cool.
the
Thinking.
you're
I mean, if we lose Tika, I can always resummon her, though, too. So if you get lost down there, we have to come save you.
You're 7 feet tall. I know a bird's wingspan is usually
Twice what it's.
twice what its height is.
I would
so
not
you
be
got a
able to go.
14-foot wingspan. You're
Nope.
not gonna be able to fly in the 10-foot tunnel. Sorry.
Nope. All right. I'm gonna pick up another large rock and chuck it down. and like
This is a little more like a
listen.
bowling ball
Yeah.
sound. A big splash of water. And there's another another large displacement of water sound that comes rolling up the tunnel, but this time there's a roar behind it that echoes throughout the entire tunnels.
Like a creature roar.
Yeah.
My
Wow.
vote's the other way, guys.
Yeah, that
As much
definitely.
as I love a good battle.
We need to
Feels
be
like
sure.
a poor strategy to pick a fight with something that large.
Yep. And we need to conserve what we have right now in case we have something else we run into. So if we can avoid a known obstacle. I'm going to start
It's funny
heading
'cause-
back up.
And me looking at the map says that's a lot. Looks like a lot shorter way to get through, but it doesn't sound safe.
Doug's going to head back up the way we came.
Okay.
So back up towards H7.
All right. So yeah, back up towards the top, towards H7. You get in there, you're faced with left or right when you go to the north, that northern exit
Well,
into H8
we've been going-
or H9.
we've been
I'd
going
go-
left. Right? Left is always right.
All right, let's do it.
Walking up into H8, you step into the room, and then there's a flat, like slightly canted slab of stone. The ceiling is like opens up into about a 20-foot high ceiling. One side of this slab is very, very rough, as it looks like it might have been torn from a larger structure. It's about 8 feet long or so, about 4 feet wide, and 4 feet high. There's just frost covering the entire thing. It looks like like the dice that you got in D&D Beyond, if you got them that have the fuzzies on them, and you only see the one number at the top. It's like that frost, that hairy-looking frost all over it. It's obscuring any vision of what the surface might have been.
Does it look like a crypt? Like, is there a
No.
cover on it?
No, it doesn't look like a cover. It looks like it's been, like I said, torn from a larger structure. Like it's like a slab that fell from something, possibly.
Okay. Doug's gonna kind of walk around it and kind of look at it and search it for any type of writing, or if it just to see what the hell it is.
Make an investigation check.
10.
Walking around it, you notice as you're walking around at one point that there's a ripple to the frost, like whatever the frost is sitting on top of might be uneven. There almost seems to be a pattern to that ripple, though.
I'm gonna take my hand and kind of try to wipe the frost away.
Okay. Wiping it away reveals some writing on the slab. What languages do you speak?
Arakakra, Oran, Common, Deep Speech, and Undercommon.
Okay, you don't recognize the writing at all.
I would call everybody else over.
What languages does everybody speak? Valine doesn't speak this language, so.
I've got Draconic, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant.
You recognize it right away. What do you got, Crixus?
Abyssal, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
Okay, yeah. So, Jacob, you walk over to it, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Draconic writing. You start reading it, and
Choosing Dracorden was apparently a good choice.
you start spreading more off to read everything that it says. In wiping it off, there's more. The writing's all kind of done around like this open eye that's carved above everything. It's written around it, and it's embedded in it, carved out of this stone formation. And you read it, and it doesn't seem overly surprising to you being from Eberron. Stuff like this, like technology based on magic, is very common in Eberron. You read it, it says, take the free self-guided tour of Ythrin. Press the eyeball to cast the spell.
Do we need to, like, put in change? Is it like a gold piece for like a 5-minute tour or what?
Take the free self-guided tour of Ythrin. Press the eye. It was right in the message, Norm. You don't need to pay for anything. It's free.
I was picturing
RTFW.
those telescope things where you stick in a quarter and you turn it and you can actually use it, and then it shuts off after.
Yep.
I will tell them that it says that.
I will tell them that I don't want to do that. That sounds dumb. We're on a mission. We're on a mission. We need to focus.
I've had bad luck in other campaigns sticking my eyes up to things. True story.
Did you
Yeah, I
lose
heard
an
about
eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
He lost one in one campaign, and he nearly gouged his own eye out in the other one.
That's true.
Good job.
Anybody want to press the eye?
Doug's already walking away to the next room.
Yeah, I would look around that room just to see if there's anything else of interest. Otherwise, I would start going to the other room.
I would want to. I want to push it.
Crixus walks up, pushes the.
Hey, we haven't lost Crixus yet of the original party, so sure.
Yeah, this seems like a great idea.
Crixus pushes the eye, and there is the entire slab illuminates for half a second, and
A large
then
spike
fades.
shoots out through his head.
And you have basically right now just cast the Arcane Eye spell. And what that allows you to do, for 1 hour, you have an invisible magical eye within range that hovers in the air. For the duration, you mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision out to 30 feet, and can look in every direction. As an action, you can move the eye up to 30 feet in any direction. There's no limit to how far away from you the eye can move, but you can't enter another plane of existence. A solid barrier will block the eye's movement, but the eye can pass through an opening as small as 1 inch in diameter. So would you like to go exploring with your eye, sir?
I want to send it down the pit, but that's more than 30 feet. So
Well,
what
you can
happens
you,
then?
you can move it up to 30 feet in any direction as an action. That would be like if you were in combat. There is no
Got it,
limit
got
to
it.
how far away the eye can move. But you can't enter a plane of existence, and solid walls will obstruct you, but you can get through an opening an inch in diameter.
Got
So
it.
if you wanted to go see what was down that tunnel, you absolutely could.
Hell yeah, I do.
Okay, so you...
Crixus explains that I can see through the eye. Let's check what's going on down there.
So you guys...
You're gonna
Doug,
have
do
to
you go back with him, Doug?
You're gonna have to catch up to Doug because Doug is going into that H9 cave.
Okay, I think. If you can send the eye without us actually having to go with it, we can
Yeah.
continue into H9 while you're doing some telescoping.
Okay. So
I'll
you
just
send
be
the
a
eye
little
out.
slower. Yeah.
Yep. You send the eye out. You pull up the rear of the group. I imagine you have Tika stay near him in case he's focusing on something else. Yes.
Yep.
Just saying. Okay, moving into H9. You walk in here, and again, the cavern ceiling opens up to about 20 feet, and laying on its side, there is this massive iron, what looks to be like an iron helmet or head. And there is, both its eyes are glowing.
That seems kind of cool.
There is no body that you can see anywhere near it. And nobody anywhere near it either.
How big is the mask?
Laying on its side. It is probably, where's this room? 10 to 15 feet tall, laying on its side. It's laying on its side. It's about 10 to 15 feet. It's probably about 10 feet or so out of the snow. You can see both the eyes.
Talk to it.
Suddenly
The
the
eyes
eyes
are glowing.
they're glowing, but as you're sitting there and you're kind of looking at them, it's almost like they blink.
All right, can I've got a lot going on, I know, but can I consult with Professor Scant?
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
pull-
flip open my backpack.
And he looks at it and goes, "Oh, this was an iron golem. They were used as sentries throughout Ythrin. Looks like it was decapitated." Then the thing blinks again. Like, oh, seems to still be functioning somewhat. They have a poison breath. Be careful. He says.
Oh, so stay away from the mouth.
Can I ask Professor Scant if poison breath is like he would fill this room, or like it's just like a straight line kind of thing?
Ooh, it may fill this room. It's a cloud of stuff. I'd be very careful.
All right.
Worst case scenario, I guess, if we trip it, I can use my wings to disperse it? Question mark?
You certainly try.
I'm
I
gonna
would
edge
say
back.
try not to disperse it.
I'm gonna edge back out to the hallway. Just the less people in the room, the better.
Are you gonna Homer Simpson it like you go back in through the through the shrubs?
You got Professor Scant out, and he's kind of yammering to you, and you get the sensation the arcane eye is going down the tunnel, and it's almost like these drone videos you see when they do crazy shit, like go off of waterfalls and stuff. It's very similar to that, and it's cruising down this tunnel, and it looks like it's fun. It looks like a frickin' slide. And it goes all the way down to the base of this slide. And apparently it turns back at one point and heads off into another direction. But there's a bubbling pool of warm water that is steaming up at the base of this slide. And walking around, there seems to be a couple of these. Walking around on the floor is a large centipede / cobra looking creature. It is a huge creature. Looks like a centipede, cobra, insect looking thing, and it is crawling around, and you see it. It crawls back into a room and wraps itself around 8 eggs and lays itself down.
Oh,
And that is south of H23. Those little boulder-looking things there. It's got itself wrapped around those.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed Crixus didn't yell "wee" as the eye went down the slide.
Crixus is a little. I don't know. It's kind of like using a VR system on a roller coaster. Like,
He sits down for a minute.
yeah. But all right.
Feeling
Well,
a
I
little
feel
woozy
like
here, man.
I know what I got from that, so I'm gonna bring the arcane eye back up.
Make a
And-
nature check, Crixus. Let's see if you know what this thing actually is.
Nagiri? Oh, it's bad.
Nope, you have no clue what this is. It's a big insect, cobra centipede thing.
I'll explain it to the group. Good thing we didn't go down that slide. It's a goddamn centipede insect monster snake protecting its babies.
Hmm.
Seems very dangerous. Very large.
Very large. No fun. No good.
Very large.
No
fun
bueno.
for any of us.
All right. I imagine it'll take a while for the eye to get back to us. So, what do you guys want to do with the iron golem head? Sneak past? Stab it in the eye? What do you want to do?
Jacob speaks giant, right? Is that like a
Uh,
thing that could happen here?
Possibly. I mean, yes, he does.
Well,
Do you
is-
still have the orb out?
Yes.
He says it's likely that they speak Loros. Not necessarily giant. It is a golem programmed by the wizards. Loros is similar to Elvish. I could translate for you if you like.
Can you ask the sentry if we may pass safely?
He asks the sentry if he speaks, if you understand Elvish. He says, are we able to pass? And it just blinks its eyes. Can you communicate with us, he says. It blinks its eyes. Like, okay. Blink once for yes, twice for no. Do you understand? It blinks once. Good. May we pass safely? It blinks once. He said, are there any other yes or no questions you'd like to ask it?
Good question.
Jacob will blink twice.
There's a chuckle that comes from the orb. Very good. You learn quickly.
So
I would ask it, have you seen Oral around here?
It blinks twice.
That's all I got.
Valine says, has anyone else passed through here recently? It blinks once.
Oh, shit.
intriguing.
I'm going to say, can you blink for the letters of the alphabet and tell us who? A is one,
Letters of
B
the
is...
alphabet.
Blinks twice.
7 hours later, some guys.
Drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah.
All right. I think the last question I would have is the other party. Are they dangerous?
He blinks twice.
I am going to ask if the other party, to his knowledge, is still here.
He blinks once.
All right, heads
Like
up, guys.
in
Professor
the-
Scant says to you, he may not think they're dangerous. It may still mean they're dangerous. He was a 15-foot tall, or no, if his head's 10 feet tall, he was a 50-foot tall golem.
So
at one
I have
point,
one
so-
more question then. Are they the ones that removed your head?
He blinks twice.
Yeah. All right. 'Cause, yeah, that would be badass.
Does the cavern look like a 50-foot golem could get in there, or his head's probably been off since the crash?
No, his head's probably been off since the crash of Ythrin.
All right. I still think we should travel through one at a time just to minimize danger in case he's lying.
I would like to wait for the eye, as I imagine as we're asking all these questions. The eye
It
is
shows up.
catching up.
It does show up with you guys. It moves relatively quickly. I mean, 30 feet around easily.
Mm-hmm.
Does it move?
And
in
I
the
imagine
blink
if it's
of an
double
eye?
moving, it can... What?
Does it move in the blink of an eye?
Yes.
Once for yes.
Once.
I'd like to send it across this room then,
Okay.
and kind of scout ahead.
Down into H11. When the eye heads down there, there are several shadows just moving around the room down here. They just kind of swarm. You're guessing 10 to 15 or so of them, just moving in a circular pattern kind of through H11. In and out, weaving in and out of each other. It just seems like a formation made up of several entities. They don't seem to notice the eye. I look vaguely humanoid. They have like a head and like a kind of a distorted face a bit.
Do they appear as shadows, or can I tell that they are actually like shade creatures?
They look like some sort of shade creature. It's like a moving shadow, a 3-dimensional moving shadow. It's moving around, vaguely humanoid. There is in the corner, tucked away on that southern corner where it kind of curls around. There's a hunched, slightly dog-looking figure that is hunched over there. And it turns and looks, and you can clearly see that it's a hyena, but there's something that's just not right about it. And it makes suddenly the cackling that you've been hearing in the cave makes a little bit of sense. It turns and looks directly at the eye, growls, and turns to mist and just backs into the wall, vanishing.
Is that a displacer beast? Would I know that?
No, it's not a displacer beast.
Displacer beats more like a cat.
Got it.
Like a weird
This is more like a gnoll. You'd recognize a gnoll. It looks like a gaunt, emaciated gnoll. It just turned into a mist and backed into the wall. Disappeared.
I'll explain to the team what figures I'm seeing, that they appear to be very shade-like, and evaluate whether we want to proceed forward.
I would inform the team. I would say, are you all familiar with Divine Sense?
Are you familiar with Divine Sense? I'm not. Oh no, I got the
Would you
eye.
like to reach out with your divine sense?
Well, it says I have to be within 60 feet. So my statement is going to be, if we can go down the tunnels and get within 60 feet of them, I can see if they're good or evil. I can detect good and evil.
Can I? Oh no, I don't think that's the thing I have. Never mind. I don't know what I was thinking of. No, wait. Hold on. I think I have a thing.
Well, that's interesting.
I know you have a thing. You have 3 daughters.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I found the thing that I was looking for.
Oh, not that thing?
The other thing.
The thing.
Let's see.
And the other thing.
For one, this is primeval awareness as a ranger. For 1 minute per level of spell slot expended, I can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of me, or 6 miles if I'm in my favorite terrain, which I'm not. Aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. It doesn't reveal number or location. So I could.
Aberration, celestial, fey, fiend, and undead. Oh,
And
motherfucker.
I don't think it'll work because it also does dragons, and I think Tika counts as a dragon. So it doesn't tell me how many or where. It just says if they're. I think it's a yes or no. It's probably not worth it with Tika around. So I will not do that.
Well, you can unsummon Tika, can't you?
That's the thing. I can't unsummon her. I can only resummon her.
Do you want us to kill Tika?
I mean, it wouldn't be pretty.
Right.
That is a gruesome, gruesome thought.
I know. As soon as I was trying to figure out, like, how do I unsummon it, it's like there's nothing. It's just there until it dies. Oh, okay.
You would know the direction, so if you had her stand in a different direction from you.
It doesn't tell me location or number, so I don't think
it doesn't tell you the direction it moves?
No, that's find or locate person or locate creature or locate object does that. But
I'm trying to find a way to help you out here.
That's okay. We know that. Okay, so guys, I think our choices are a dozen shade creatures of some kind, and a weird misty dog, or a huge centipede cobra creature protecting its eggs.
Not that.
Okay. Did anybody bring a fireball?
No. Good question.
We should have kept one of those skulls around to throw in there.
I have. What's this? Nope.
What is that? That horse figure. That was Aaronon's. Does that do anything cool?
Yeah, let me look at that. It does do something cool.
Does something very cool, honestly. I'm surprised it wasn't used more.
It creates a creature. I have to use the command word and throw the figurine within 60 feet of me, and the figurine becomes a living creature, which happens to be an obsidian steed. It understands our language and obeys my commands, and it exists specific duration according to what kind of figure it is. So, becomes a nightmare for 24 hours, and then can't be used for 5 days.
Okay. Does it? Can we ride it like a pony?
I would assume so.
I don't know how large it is, how many people can stand on it or can ride an obsidian steed.
Standing on it.
I will
that would
tell
be
you
awesome.
this cave system will be difficult at best to ride anything.
Yeah, I could never find a use for it. To be honest with you.
If you throw it into the room and let it soak up some damage, or then we can peek around the corner and shoot arrows and things at whatever else is in there. I don't know if that's a good plan or not.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm watching the clock and knowing we don't have a lot of time left today.
It doesn't necessarily seem like. I mean, I don't know how many hit points it has, and I don't know if it is shattered after it takes lethal damage or not. I might have to do some research on the item, but
I don't think that's going to help us in this instance.
Well, I mean, it's a cool idea to throw it in there and see if the shades react to it.
Why don't we get within the 60 feet and I can detect good and evil?
Okay.
And then we can go from there.
I'm into it.
All right.
Are you going to sneak down?
Yeah.
60 feet, Aaron?
Aaron.
Well, probably
Or Doug, sorry.
Probably so the rest of us are probably in that little corner area between H9 and H11 then?
Yep.
And then let Doug walk down to the end and...
Doug, make a stealth check.
Be sneaky, Doug.
Sure,
You
Doug, be
underestimated
sneaky.
Doug's sneakiness.
I'm good at stealth.
Dougie be sneaky.
Dougie not be sneaky. 7.
7, you make some sound. You get to the end of the thing. You reach out with your divine sense as you round the corner, and they all turn to look at you, and you realize in that moment that these 12, there are 12 of them, are evil. And we'll stop there.
All right. Did I use my divine sense, or is that
Yeah.
just a few? Okay.
Yeah. Your divine sense, you just need to reach into it. There isn't an action. It's just something you have
Okay.
that you just need to reach in and say, I want to reach in and use my divine sense to tell
Okay.
what this is. And
Well, I did that.
it's just it's like in the back of your mind. It's like a sense of smell.
Yeah, it's like a penis. You just pull it out and when you need it.
Yep.
You always have it.
I don't
But we will pick
know
up with you
what
staring at these 12 shadows
to say about that.
next week.
Doug just peeking around the corner in 12 shadows. Just hey, hey, is that Doug? Hey guys, Doug's here.
What's up, dudes?
Doug,
that Aaron?
bring the beer.
That doesn't look like Aaron. That looks like Doug. Hey, Doug!
Yeah. Dude, it's Doug.
We wasted the good surprise on Doug.
All right, I'm going to let Tom wrap us. I got to step away from the computer real quick. I'll be back shortly.
I'm not rapping anything. All right. We are Two Nerds One Quest. We are here every Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time. Thank you to the chat for being here and supporting us, enjoying the show, hopefully, interacting. It was a good show today. I enjoyed it, even though it was short. Usually we are about an hour and a half of show. John has to take off early today because of family obligations. But we will be back again next Sunday may be questionable. I may not be here next Sunday, so we will have to talk offline. Now that I think about it.
Saucy.
Anyway,
I
go
don't
to,
think Jason heard that.
No.
You might want to say it again for his sake.
I don't think I'm going to be here next Sunday, so we'll have to go 2 Sundays out.
What?
I know.
Okay.
I know. But we can talk about that later. So assume that we are not here next week if you are listening to this. Go to bit.ly/OurFunDiscord. Sign up for our Discord. We have fun chats in there sometimes. We have all the links to our stuff in there. Our Twitters. All that happy horse shit. Two Nerds One Quest. Oh, no. Wait, what was I going to say? You distracted me when I had to repeat myself. Patreon.com/Two
Can you say
Nerds
that?
One Quest.
Can you say that again?
No.
One more time.
No. Support us. Let others know that we are a show. Let others know we are here. The best thing you can do is give us a rating and a review and tell others that we are around and that we exist here in this world of Dungeons and Dragons. For me. For Lazy Dragon. For the Crixus. And for JC. We'll catch you next. Nope, not next week. 2 weeks. Bye.
2 weeks to find out what we do in shadows.
Soon.
Where's my mouse?
What do you do in the shadows?
Cut topiary.